Is your vision blurring, or are you waking up with dry, irritated eyes and puffiness? As we age, these eye problems get worse, but could castor oil be the natural solution you've been missing? Some say it helps with dry eyes, cataracts, and even floaters, but does it really work, or is it just another myth? Today, we dive deep into the research and uncover the truth about castor oil for eye health. You won't believe what we found. As we get older, it's no surprise that our vision starts to change. Maybe you've noticed your eyes are getting drier, or those little floating spots, floaters, are more common than ever. These issues might seem small, but they can really affect your daily life. So why does this happen? First, let's talk about dry eyes. As we age, our eyes produce fewer natural oils. This leads to our tear film, basically the moisture on our eyes, evaporating faster, leaving our eyes feeling dry, irritated, or even blurry. In fact, according to a study published in the journal Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science, over 75% of people aged 65 and older experience some form of dry eye. It's super common. And then there are cataracts. Cataracts affect about 24 million Americans over the age of 40, and this number jumps as we get older. Cataracts are a clouding of the eye's lens, making it hard to see clearly. The risk increases with age, but many people don't realize that certain lifestyle changes and natural remedies may help slow this process down. Lastly, let's not forget about those pesky floaters, the little spots or lines that float across your vision. These are caused by changes in the vitreous, the gel-like substance inside your eye, and they become more noticeable with age. So, if you've been dealing with any of these issues, you're not alone. The good news? There are natural ways to manage them, and that's where castor oil comes in. But before we dive into whether castor oil really works, let's first understand how it can help your eyes. So, let's talk about how castor oil works and whether it's really the natural solution for your eye problems. First up, dry eyes. Castor oil is actually found in a lot of over-the-counter eye drops for dry eyes, and there's a good reason for that. Castor oil helps prevent the tear film on the surface of your eye from evaporating too quickly. Basically, it locks in moisture and adds an extra layer of lubrication so your eyelids don't rub against your eyeball, causing that dry, gritty feeling. In one study published in Cornea, researchers found that eye drops containing castor oil significantly improved the stability of the tear film in patients with dry eyes. Participants reported less discomfort and irritation after just 2 weeks of using these drops. Now, what about blepharitis, that annoying inflammation of your eyelids? A randomized study from 2021 applied 100% cold-pressed castor oil to the eyelids of patients with blepharitis twice a day for 4 weeks. The results? A significant reduction in symptoms like swollen eyelids, spider veins, and even eyelash loss. The researchers also noticed less crusting around the eyelashes. Speaking of eyelashes, if you're looking to boost eyelash growth, here's what you need to know. There isn't a ton of research directly linking castor oil to eyelash growth, but here's the interesting part. Castor oil shares a chemical structure with prostaglandins, which are compounds known to promote hair growth, including eyelashes. In fact, some glaucoma medications that cause eyelash growth have prostaglandin analogs in them. So, while there's no solid evidence yet, it might help strengthen your lashes and prevent them from falling out. Next up is conjunctivitis, aka pink eye. Castor oil has anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, which can help soothe mild irritation. While it's not a cure, applying a small amount to your eyelids can help reduce discomfort. Just remember, always consult a doctor for serious infections. Now, for the big ones, eye floaters and cataracts. Unfortunately, there's no solid evidence that castor oil can penetrate deep enough into the eye to help with these. Studies show that castor oil doesn't reach the lens where cataracts form, or the vitreous humor, where floaters hang out. So, if you've heard claims about castor oil curing cataracts or floaters, they're probably exaggerated. However, using it for dry eyes may give you some temporary relief, which might make your vision feel clearer. Overall, castor oil has proven benefits for dry eyes and blepharitis, and it could help with things like mild conjunctivitis or even strengthening your eyelashes. But for more serious conditions like cataracts or floaters, it's best to talk to your doctor. Now, before you run off to grab a bottle of castor oil, there are some important safety concerns you need to know about. First, using 100% castor oil directly in your eyes is not recommended. I get it. It sounds tempting to just apply it straight from the bottle, but here's the thing. Castor oil is very thick, and when you put it directly on your eyes, it won't mix well with your natural tear film. What happens instead? It forms these stringy, sticky blobs on your eye that can cause blurred vision. Not ideal, right? On top of that, castor oil can be cytotoxic, meaning it can damage cells, especially on the surface of your eye, the conjunctiva. That's the clear membrane that covers the white part of your eye. In a study, researchers found that high concentrations of castor oil could actually irritate this delicate tissue. And trust me, the last thing you want is irritated eyes when you're trying to fix them. Storage is another issue. Castor oil that's kept at warmer temperatures over time becomes more acidic, which can also irritate your eyes. This was pointed out in a study that showed the pH levels of castor oil dropping when stored at warmer temperatures for just a few weeks. And when it comes to your eyes, you don't want to mess with acidity. Finally, and this is a big one, castor oil you buy at the store is not sterile. It's not regulated like medications, which means there could be bacteria or impurities in it. If you put unsterilized oil in your eyes, you run the risk of infections or other complications. That's why it's important to be careful. So, what's the safest way to use castor oil for your eyes? Look for eye drops that contain diluted castor oil. These drops are usually around 2% castor oil, which is enough to get the benefits without the risks. You can find them at most drugstores. And the best part is, they're regulated and safe to use. Just check the ingredients and make sure it lists castor oil. Before trying anything, especially if you're dealing with a serious condition like cataracts or floaters, talk to your doctor. They'll help guide you on the best treatment for your eyes, whether that's castor oil or something else. And always follow their advice. Your vision is too important to risk. Okay, so now that we've covered the safety concerns, let's talk about how to actually use castor oil safely for your eyes. First of all, remember, never put 100% castor oil directly into your eyes. It's too thick and can cause irritation. Instead, the best way to use castor oil is by applying it to your eyelids, just along the lash line, and not inside the eye itself. Here's how you can do it. Start with clean hands. This might seem obvious, but it's crucial. You don't want to introduce any bacteria to your eyes. Use a clean cotton swab or your fingertip. Dip it into the castor oil, but only use a tiny amount. You don't need much. You want just enough to lightly coat your eyelids. Gently apply it to your upper and lower eyelids, along the lash line. Make sure you avoid getting the oil into your eye. A thin layer is all you need to get the benefits. You can do this at night before bed to let the oil work while you sleep. Repeat daily or as needed. Most people apply it at night because it's more comfortable and your eyes get time to heal overnight. If you're using diluted castor oil eye drops, you can use them 2 or 3 times a day, but always follow the product's instructions. By applying castor oil to your eyelids instead of directly into the eye, you're still getting the soothing, anti-inflammatory benefits, especially for conditions like dry eyes and blepharitis, without the risks. And if you're using it for eyelash growth, this method is also perfect. Just a tiny bit along the lash line can help condition your lashes, keeping them stronger and possibly even preventing breakage. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Castor oil isn't a quick fix, but with consistent use over time, many people report great results. But again, if you have serious eye conditions like cataracts or chronic dry eyes, it's always best to talk to your eye doctor first before trying anything new. Now, if castor oil isn't for you, don't worry. There are plenty of other natural remedies that can help keep your eyes healthy as you age. One great option is omega-3 fatty acids. These are found in fish oil and flaxseed oil and have been shown to improve dry eye symptoms. In fact, a study published in the journal Ophthalmology found that people who added omega-3s to their diet had a significant reduction in dry eye symptoms over time. Another option is warm compresses. This is especially helpful if you're dealing with meibomian gland dysfunction, those clogged oil glands in your eyelids that can make dry eyes worse. Just soak a clean cloth in warm water, place it over your eyes for a few minutes, and gently massage your eyelids. This can help clear out those glands and improve the moisture in your eyes. For those of you worried about cataracts, antioxidants can help. Foods rich in vitamins A, C, and E, like carrots, spinach, and almonds, have been linked to a reduced risk of cataracts. While they can't reverse cataracts, a diet full of these nutrients may help slow down their progression. And let's not forget about hydration. Sometimes, the simplest solution is the best. Making sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day can do wonders for keeping your eyes hydrated and reducing dryness. So, whether it's through omega-3 supplements, warm compresses, or just eating a healthier diet, there are plenty of ways to support your eye health naturally without relying on castor oil. But remember, always talk to your doctor before making any big changes, especially if you're dealing with serious eye conditions. Now, I know some of you might already be using castor oil or other natural remedies for your eyes, and I'd love to hear your experiences. Have you noticed improvements with dry eyes, floaters, or even eyelash growth? What worked for you and what didn't? Drop a comment below and let me know. Your story could help someone else in our community who's dealing with the same issues. I think it's always great when we can learn from each other. And if you've never tried castor oil before, but are thinking about giving it a shot, feel free to ask any questions you might have. Whether you're curious about how to use it or concerned about safety, I'm here to help you out. I also want to say, it's really important that we approach eye health from a well-rounded perspective. So, if you've had success with other natural remedies, like omega-3 supplements, warm compresses, or a specific diet that worked for your vision, please share that too. We're all in this together, and I want this channel to be a space where we can help each other live healthier lives as we age. So, don't be shy. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.